latest version of the Ford Fiesta, launched during 2018, powered by that 1 litre EcoBoost engine that we've driven and tested so many times, and just continues and continues to impress. You can see the changes to the front, that very prominent Ford trapazoidal grille over here. Now your lights, your fog lights over here, nicely featured, and just generally you can see very, very neat lines. Very interesting color on this particular car as well, that Ford call Blue Wave. Very distinctive, true blue Ford color, isn't it? I've got to put it that way. Fiesta's got very, very neat lines. Yes, it is a sort of almost fastbackish hatchback, so maybe headroom in the rear could be a touch limited, but certainly looks very good as far as I'm concerned. Titanium spec, the top of the range, which means we do get 17-inch mag wheels as standard on this particular version as well. Good for everything, including road holding and other features. You come round, of course, to the boot over here, and in standard format you have approximately 250 litres of boot space, drop seats as always to about 850 litres of load space in total on the vehicle. All nice features, nice sporty spoiler above the rear window over here as well. 74 kilowatts, 170 newton meters of torque out of this version of the engine. Lots of oomph, lots of go, and a lot of fun to drive as well. Let's check out the inside. The Fiesta has always been known as a driver's car, and the handling, the performance, all of those have been on the sporty side of B-segment hatchbacks. So they've definitely kept that tradition going with this latest generation and latest version. What I do find very, very interesting overall on the Fiesta range is the fact that in the automatic version, they only give you the 74 kilowatt version of the 1 litre EcoBoost engine. I've never quite understood the reasoning behind that, but I must tell you that initially I thought it could be underpowered, but this car really does have a nice bit of oomph to it, a nice bit of go, and I've never felt it lacking in any way in that respect. But now, of course, what is important is looking on the inside of this particular car, and being the titanium spec version, so the top of the range, you do get lots of features. You get, of course, the big 8-inch touch screen, which is very, very important and very useful with Sync 3. And I often mention Sync 3 because Ford's connectivity system called Sync 3, which offers you, of course, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It's got full navigation, as you can see over there. It's got, of course, your phone system with voice activation, which works extremely well, I have to tell you as well, and all the other systems it has on it that work really, really well. Neat screen. You've got, of course, climate control on titanium spec over there, and down to that 6-speed automatic gearbox, which very smooth, very efficient. I really don't have any complaints about it, and it is backed up with, although I just really never use them, a set of flappy paddles behind the steering wheel over there if you do want to get a bit playful, I suppose, or if you're in a set of twisties or something of that sort. Full, of course, multi-function steering wheel with all the controls that you want on it, and even cruise control. And you scroll through the trip computer, and you can see we've done 340 kilometers on this test so far, and we're averaging 8 litres per 100 kilometers for the test period. Now, to put that into full context, let me tell you that that includes one of the worst traffic jams I've sat in a long time. Between load shedding and major high-front storms, I probably covered 5 kilometers in an hour and a half the other day in this car. Yes, it does have stop-start, and I'll mention that to you and tell you, and it was cutting in and out, but still, that really would have messed up my average fuel for the week. And the fact that I'm sitting on 8 litres per 100 overall, I'm pretty sure any driver at all could match that figure with no effort whatsoever at all. Other than that, it is standard Fiesta fare for you. It's a neat looking car. It's got decent space in the back seat. Very comfortable, very nice, very neat. All those features you would come to expect from a middle segment, can I call it, B segment hatchback, and of course the top spec version on top of that. It does have keyless entry and keyless go with push button start. Items like that are really nice, very useful, and of course safety comes into it as well. The 74 kilowatts, as I said just now, seemed a little bit lacking, but you can feel it's certainly not bad. I'm on one of the steeper hills that I know of around Johannesburg, and it goes beautifully. It takes it nicely. You can feel nice acceleration coming up the hill, and just overall, it also handles nicely around these corners, as I hope you can sort of feel and experience right now. But just, it's quite a fun little car. I think maybe that's the category you need to put it into. Fun handling, fun driving, and certainly goes nicely. As this car is right here now, with titanium spec automatic gearbox, you're looking at 319,000 Rand for this particular version, the top of the range. You can drop down a little bit on price if you're prepared to forego a little bit on spec, as always happens. 6 airbags as well are standard on the range in the Fiestas. The Fiesta certainly has grown up from the earlier generations. It's got a bit bigger, it's got a bit sportier, it's moved up market, I'd say, with the Figo coming in as the entry-level model in the Ford range nowadays. But B-segment hatches and upper B-segment hatches, I think I must call it, there are quite a few, but what Ford do also offer is a highly competitive 4-year 60,000 kilometer service plan included in the purchase price. B-segment hatches, upper ones, certainly a contender. Check it out for yourself. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor, and I'll see you next time.